While potential candidates for the White House are still thinking about if they'll run, a huge donor is already flashing the cash.
The Koch brothers announced they're planning to spend $889 million in the 2016 campaign cycle. Fox 28 News reporter Kevin Berry is here now with how we've gotten to this point with these large donors. Kevin?
Scott and Tiffany, one of the few things that people on both sides of the aisle might be able to come together on is that nearly $1 billion is a lot of money. But the path to get to a spot where that's what private groups are spending is a long one.
I don't know if it's a turning point so much as a milestone.
Koch College's Bruce Nesmith says the Koch brothers planning on spending almost $1 billion was inevitable.
If it wasn't going to be this time, it would likely be next time. And if it wasn't going to be the Kochs, it would be somebody else.
And not necessarily from a conservative.
When you legislate things, you have some unintended consequences. So this is an unintended consequence of the McCain-Feingold Act,
which was supposed to limit the influence of outside money on an election.
But now that Citizens United has taken the limits off, it's allowed those people with the most money to really try and influence the elections.
The Supreme Court said that Citizens United, a nonprofit, could spend its money in whatever way it wanted to, and that spending any money on elections is the same as constitutionally protected free speech.
I think this is a case where you can argue for a principle independent of the facts on the ground.
Even nearly $1 billion.
Freedom of the press works for people who own presses.
The dollar amounts might be skewed towards Republicans more recently, but for the past 25 years, Open Secret says many of the top political donors have supported both parties equally, or actually lean to the left. Cindy Golding says the money spent for opposing viewpoints is always vilified.
But when those dollars are used to support the things that you believe in, then they're celebrated. So I think it depends which side you're looking at.
Up ahead at 9:30, we're working on showing you how all this money will make the election season a little bit different right here in Iowa.